In this video, I'm going to show you how you can install scroll tracking with the help of Google Tag Manager and see the results within Google Analytics. All and more coming up right after this. Today our journey starts at LunaMetrics.com, who have published a great scroll tracking script that we can use within Google Tag Manager. And they made it actually pretty easy for us to download this script. They have a recipe section here, which allows us to directly download the JSON, which we can do here, right click and save this link as, download the script, and then import it directly into our Google Tag Manager account. So let's go over to Google Tag Manager. All we need to do is go into our admin section, and then under your container options, we can import something into the container. All we need to do then is choose a container file, which should be our JSON file that we just downloaded. Choose our workspace. If you haven't created multiple workspaces, just go with existing here and choose the default workspace. And then you can choose if you want to override or merge this container with your existing container. If you're not sure what tags might conflict, go with the merge option here and also choose rename conflicting tags. That should do it. Let's confirm this. And it will install some new tags, variables, and triggers. Now, before we dive in to the details of these tags and triggers that were created, let's just try this out and go into our preview and debug mode. And we get a warning that we need to install our GA tracking ID, which is fine. So let's fill that out really quickly. Let's go into this tag. And what I mean is really this tracking ID needs to be filled with your tracking ID. So all we need to do is fill in our tracking ID, which we can find in our analytics account. So under the admin section, you would have under the property settings your tracking information and the tracking code, which will reveal your tracking ID. So let's copy that and insert it into our Google Tag Manager account. Then we should be ready to go. Save this tag. And it threw me back for whatever reason. And then we can go onto our preview and debug mode. This time we don't get an error. And we are now in the preview and debug mode, which will put our browser and only our browser into a special state, which will pop up this preview and debug console down here. And we already see a new event here, which is scroll tracking. So we can click on this and we see that a GA event was sent to Google Analytics. What does that mean? Let's look into Google Analytics itself. Let's go into the real-time reporting and see what event was sent to Google Analytics. This is the scroll tracking event. Let's click on scroll tracking to just filter down on those. And we see that 10% of the site were seen. And we also see in the event label which page actually was visited. So if we scroll down now, we see another event here in our Google Tag Manager preview and debug console. And again, an event was sent to Google Analytics. So we should see something new. Yes, here is the 25% mark was just crossed. And so on and so on. If you scroll down, maybe a little bit faster or slower, we see new events coming in, and we reach the end of the page. And again, a Google Analytics event was fired. Let's look into our event list here. We see a lot of new events, and we can also see the 100% mark was just crossed, but all the way through we can see 25, 50, 75, 90, and 100. So this scroll tracking script measures how far we scroll down this page and fires our tags accordingly. And this is really happening now on all the pages. So we can go to this landing page and scroll down slowly. We see new events in our Google Tag Manager code, and we should also see new events in our scroll tracking in a second. Here we go, the event action 10% and then the label. More and more will come in a second. So this works really great and we can install it pretty easily via Google Tag Manager. Now let's take a look at what was actually installed, just so that we understand it. First of all, we have our tags, and here we see the scroll tracking script. And this is mostly JavaScript, really nicely also documented. So if you want to change anything, you can make sure that you understand this code first. Obviously, you would need to know a little bit of JavaScript in order to not mess up this code completely. But since this is open to edit for you, you could customize it to your needs. If you scroll down, we can see the trigger. And right now, this is enabled on all pages. Now, scroll tracking can be a little bit resource intensive, especially if you have multiple JavaScripts loading on your page. You don't want to add too many other scripts to it. So I'd recommend to only fire this tag on the pages that you actually want to do scroll tracking on, to not overbear the browser with too many different JavaScripts that are loading. All you need to do is change the trigger around to only deploy this script on the page that you actually want to be tracking. Now, what does the script actually do? In the end, it really just measures the percentage of the page that the user has scrolled down, or what of the percentage is in the viewport, and it pushes that data to the data layer. We can also see that on our landing page. If you click on an event here and into the data layer, we see what data gets sent. There's an event called scroll tracking with some attributes that get transferred. Now, who uses these data layer events? This is actually done by Google Tag Manager itself in the GA event tag that we have just customized. Every time a scroll tracking event happens, the Google Tag Manager will deploy this tag. It will send a new event hit with the scroll tracking category, the action scroll distance, which is dynamically pulled from a variable, and the label, which is the scroll label, also dynamically pulled from a variable, and fire the tag. For this, it needs to have a special trigger, which fires on the event scroll tracking. And as I mentioned, there need to be some variables that need to be defined. We have here some user-defined variables, which are scroll distance and scroll label, which basically just pull out the right values from our data layer. So this is how it actually works. A really easy method of installing scroll tracking on your website via a recipe of LunaMetrics. Obviously, if you want to get real data from real users that are visiting your website, you would need to publish this as a version to all your users. In the end, you will be able to see this data within Google Analytics, not only in the real-time reporting, but also under the behavior report, under events, and under this overview button here. You will find all your events, also your scroll tracking events. Unfortunately, this takes a while to populate. This can be anything between 30 minutes and 48 hours. So you won't see immediate results in this report, but later on. So really a great way of installing scroll tracking on your website with the help of Google Tag Manager. And that's already it with this week's video of measureschool.com. Again, if you want to download this tag template, then head down to the description where we have the links prepared for you and more resources to check out how this all works. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all our newest videos that come out every week. And if you want to follow us on any other social media channels, then you will also find the links below. My name is Julian. Till next time.